Hi, holidays are a wonderful opportunity to relax and for a change of scene, but it's still nice to look and feel your best. My name is Tricia and I'm founder and MD of Look Fabulous Forever, and we have a range of makeup specifically formulated for older faces, eyes and lips. In this video we show you a really pretty summer look which will be perfect if you're travelling or holidaying in the sun. I really hope you enjoy it. Our model for this video is Charlie, who writes under the name Backpacking Granny for the blog Country Wives, and we thought it would be really good fun to invite her to come along and be our model for the video so that we can show you lovely ways to wear makeup when you're travelling or on holiday. And our makeup artist is Linda, and she's going to show you all the techniques. So Linda's starting with some base, which she's mixed with a primer. This will save a little bit of time, but you still get the same wonderful benefit from the primer, which will make your makeup last and will ensure that if it is really hot and sunny, that it will stay put despite the heat, which is really important. So you can see that Linda is applying it with a brush, and the reason that she's doing this is just to even out the skin tone and to make sure that it looks lovely and, as I said, even and smooth. You can see that Charlie has got a slight tan. She's lucky enough to have just come back from Australia. And you may think that surely that's fine, not to bother with any kind of base. And it may well be. However, if you are going out in the evening or you just want to look more finished, then obviously a base will create that effect. The other thing that we've been discussing is whether you use perhaps a fake tan on your face. If you find that your sort of décolleté and your neck has got quite a tan on it, and your face, because you've kept it out of the sun, isn't matching, then just apply a fake tan at night before you go to sleep. Obviously be a bit careful about how you apply it. So the next thing is some eye primer, and this is the second primer that we're using, and the value of primers when you're older is that it keeps everything in place for longer, and the eyelid primer also covers any discoloration and makes a lovely smooth surface onto which to apply the eyeshadows. You don't need very much. Just remember that you put it on really quite lightly. I like using the brush that Linda's using, which is our brush number 4, and just smoothing it in with your fingers to make sure that it's properly dry. So we're using the brow shape to just make sure that there's enough definition on Charlie's brows. You can see that Linda has already done the right hand one, and she's just using these light feathery strokes to just make sure that we can see Charlie's brows. We're not creating a really hard and heavy look. It's still quite light, but brows are important to frame the eyes and also frame the face, and this is really the perfect way to do it. And when you use the brow shape, just take the brush, the spoolie brush, and just comb it through the brow hairs and ensure that there aren't any hard bits. And you can see the effect of that on Charlie's brows, absolutely lovely. So next, Cappuccino Eye Shade, which, as you would expect, is a really lovely soft sort of pale taupey colour really. So you can see what Linda is doing with the eyeshadow. She's using a brush and she's just sweeping it over the lid and slightly above. So using a small brush, Linda's just sort of stroking the cocoa eyeshadow along Charlie's lower lash line. The purpose for doing that is to give some definition to her eyes and make them look bigger. So you can just see the effect of that. She's done it on both eyes and it looks really pretty. So Linda's using a wedge-shaped brush, a small one, and she's just pushing the cocoa eyeshadow down into Charlie's lash line. And this is a really clever way to make your lashes look thicker if you don't want to have a hard and heavy, solid black or very dark eyeline, which can be a very difficult look to create on an older eyelid because it's not very smooth. And this is the way around it. So you still want to create that lovely effect that you get with a lash line, but in a soft and subtle way, and this does it perfectly. And what Linda's now doing, she's using the same colour, which is Cocoa, which is a slightly darker shade than Cappuccino. And she's just, you can see that quite clearly what she's done on the other eye, which she's just finished. And she's just putting it, think of a V shape really, at that outer edge. So going slightly above the socket line and then taking it back along the lid, but not too far, about the outer third of the eye. And using a clean brush just to make sure that it's fully blended. It's really, really important that you blend. If you're using 2 eyeshadow colours or 3, then always make sure that you really blend well. So Linda's just completing the eye makeup with some fabulous light, which she's putting just underneath her brow and onto the brow bone. And that's a lovely way to give shaping to the eye because you're drawing attention to the bone and just making the eyes look a better shape. So you can see the effect of that there. And now we're just going to make her lashes, both upper and lower lashes, look as beautiful as possible using some mascara. And you might not bother with your lower lashes, but actually if you do, it's a fantastic way to frame your eyes in a really good way. If you are travelling or you wanted a pretty daytime look, you can obviously adjust what Linda's done here and maybe just use the Cappuccino and some mascara, which would be very quick to apply and would still look lovely. And I would always suggest that you do your brows because your brows are really critical to framing your face and your eyes. So brow shape, Cappuccino and some mascara would look lovely. So just a lovely touch now of bronzer. Bronzer is a brilliant product in the summertime and it has the effect of making your face look sun-kissed. So you just apply it where the sun will touch it. So onto your cheeks, your forehead, chin. And the trick here is to keep it really light in terms of sweeping the brush over the product and then just lightly applying it. You see how pretty that looks. Now Linda's going to apply blusher. And the point about blusher is it's just this lovely pop of pink colour, and I love the moment when the blush goes on because I just think the whole face lights up. And finally the lips, so the last primer, a lip primer, and this is applied, remember, just to the outer edges of the lips, really where the edges are, and Linda's applying it with a brush, but you can just apply it straight from the wand and then just make sure that it's dry before you put your lipstick on. This will stop your lipstick feathering and bleeding and will make sure that there's a nice crisp, sharp edge. And the final touch is some lipstick. We've chosen True Coral for Charlie because she's got warm toned skin, and this we know will be a really beautiful colour on her. Again, Linda is applying it with a brush. If you've got the time and you are going out for a for dinner or you're on a cruise and you've got a formal event, then obviously applying with a brush will make it look really professional. And if you're in a hurry, just grab your lipstick and apply it as you normally would from the bullet and you're good to go. So of the products that we've applied, if you were to ask me what are the essential ones that you could wear every day, I'd say put a fake tan on so that you don't worry too much about the colour on your face. And then maybe just the lightest touch of foundation and some bronzer, pop of blush, small amount of eyeshadow and mascara, preferably after you've done your brows, and then some lipstick. And I reckon that could take no more than 5 minutes. This is obviously a slightly more glamorous look where we've added some more products, but this would look lovely for an evening on a summer holiday or on a cruise. I think Charlie looks absolutely gorgeous. I really hope you enjoyed that and found it useful, and you might be thinking, I wouldn't have room to pack all of that into my suitcase. In fact, if you use something like our brush roll, which is like this, that contains 8 brushes, all that you would need, and also every single item of our makeup will fit easily into a bag this size. So both of those together can go into your suitcase, really not taking very much room up. So there's not really any excuse.